So, although yoga sometimes seems a little bit like wishy washy and you using your energies and all these like abstract concepts, a lot of it is scientific based. So, one of the main, I want to say, driving forces and focus of yoga is breathing.
Hydration. See someone having a sip of water there. Your muscles. Your muscles are 70% water. If you're not drinking enough water, you're not going to feel good. You're not going to move good. These are simple, accessible things. Okay, maybe not the sleep, but definitely the breathing and the drinking of water is something we can do in the day-to-day. But we tend to forget about that ourselves, especially as women. I mean, I know when I'm working with my clients, I'm talking too fast, I'm not breathing.
So when you come to therapy or when you attend to yourself or when you attend to your own mental health, it means that you are taking care of each and every part of your life. We're going back to things that we putting under the carpet. It's okay to let things go. We heal over time. We lose people we love. We lose jobs we love. Through death, work loss, breakup of a relationship, losing a child, restarting, losing everything. Then we put things under the carpet and then we step on it and then we look as fine.
Hello guys, I'm Ria.
And I'm Mo.
And welcome to the Working Mom. So today's a very special edition of this podcast. We are doing a live recording at here in Rosebank. And we just want to say thank you guys for coming through and just giving up your Saturday for this Women's Day to be with us. And
yeah, it's exciting times. We did it, right? Do you realize that we did it? I don't think I don't think Ria realizes that.
No.
On episode
5.
Yeah. And we are here with a whole audience. Exciting times. So Ria, today, on this Women's Day, we decided we're going to have a topic, a thematic called Stretched. It lends itself so nicely to the whole, I think, ethos of our brand, which is the working mom, right? Around how do you become everything and more in spite of everything that we carry, right? And not just as moms, but as women in general. And for Women's Day, we decided to please just indulge me in saying all the females that are in the room to honor you with our brand and to bring you into our space. Having said that, we actually had a whole yoga session before the recording. It was such an interesting experience. And with us today, we have our esteemed, I think she goes by the name of Komal. So I was actually saying to Komal, I've been Mudia all my life. What a crazy experience, because I don't think everybody can pronounce my name. So I'm going to go again, Komal. Right?
Well,
yes. So Komal is actually a physiotherapist by profession, and she was also a yoga instructor for today. And I just want to tap into your world a bit, just to find out for you why, from being a physiotherapist, why yoga?
I think as females, we are always thrown into multiple things all at once. And you don't always want it to be stressful, but it lands up being that way. And I do find myself being a bit more of like a type A personality. So my mom actually booked a meditation class for me many years ago. I was in matric, and one of the exercises that we did was yoga. And that was the very first time I did yoga, and I absolutely fell in love with it. And it was just the movement and being present in that moment. You think about nothing else but yourself, doing yoga, breathing, and that's where it started. And I did a lot of self-practice. And then I lost my way a little bit after ComServe, and I found a studio here in Joburg when I moved here. And it fell during COVID, which was actually perfect because it was the time for me to ground myself and forget about the chaos of outside. And I did my 200 hours in 2020. And here I am now, 5 years later, still teaching.
Wow. So you actually have to be qualified.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There goes that side hustle.
Yeah. So I did my 200 hours in 2020, and I've been teaching ever since. And I absolutely love it.
That's actually so inspirational. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Um, and I want to bounce through to you, Ria. And Ria has been telling me, ish, I'm feeling a bit off health wise. And when you speak to the practice of yoga from a health perspective, right? So if I were to say the healing portion of it, like physically, and I'm connecting it back to your physio profession, how do we conclude that actually there's a connection?
So, although yoga sometimes seems a little bit like wishy-washy and you using your energies and all these like abstract concepts, a lot of it is scientific based. So, one of the main, I want to say, driving forces and focus of yoga is breathing. And it's the one thing that I want to say 80% of people don't actually do properly. So you'll find in yoga, often people will tell you to breathe through the nose, and it's just the simple act of activating your parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest. And as females, you often find yourself more in fight or flight. That cortisol's running, you hit the ground running, and you're often breathing like this, and you're just on the go. So I find yoga is that one time to just center yourself, to focus on your breathing, and allow everything to relax. And afterwards, you actually feel like you can tackle the day. You think clearer, you're calmer, your breathing settled, your heart rate settled. So it's all still stemming from you as a person and just reconnecting with that restful and more relaxing side of your central nervous system.
All right. And just to follow up on Mo's question, right? With the healing process, and obviously because physio is more of a science, yoga is more spiritual. At that intersection, how then does the healing process of it look holistic?
I think people become a little bit more body aware. They, pain is such a complex thing, and that's often what physio is centered around, pain. And pain is not always a bad thing. It's a sensation. So I find with yoga, you are a lot more body aware and you don't panic as much when you feel something in your body, or maybe when the breath is out of whack, or when your mind is just running in circles. It's just bringing that scientific part and the more spiritual part, as you said, and you find yourself in the middle. You can think about things a lot more clearer, and you know how to then move forward. I mean, your body is so resilient. As moms here, you know this. You bounce back from things that you thought you never would. And I just find that both work hand in hand. Like a simple example was during COVID. Oftentimes in the hospital, patients were so anxious that I just sat with them and all we did was breathe because they couldn't breathe. And it was like meditation in the hospital, but something so simple, just coming back to where you're from.
Sure. Speaking of patients, we had a couple of patients during the session this morning. And we had a couple in front. I hope the camera caught those ones that were flexing. I was just like, wow. I've given the team a heads up to say we actually want to hear back from one patient and one flexer. And a patient would be regarded as someone who's never actually experienced the art of yoga, right? And we want to hear, like, how was the experience for you? And, would you do it again? Are you freaked out you'll never come back? Blame it on the instructor, not us. And we also want to know from the people that are more well-versed with yoga, and how is that helping you navigate your body, right? So we want to just hear from you. So our team is going to just get a mic, and I'm going to select one person. I'll go with the strongest soldier. Let me look around the room. Yeah, it's you, Ati. Over on this side, Bonga. Oh, there we go. Thank you. So yeah, we just want to hear from you, just from the experience this morning and your almost like inclination to yoga. Why?
You're putting me on the spot. I'm not really a person who practices yoga that much. I love yoga, but I don't have like a consistent practice. But what I am drawn to about it, which is why every time when I travel, I make sure that I do yoga everywhere that I go. Because when I'm in a new country or in a new space, I love that grounding energy that I get, and the connection to the place that I'm at and the connection to my body, because I want to be present in the space that I'm in. And that's why I always make sure that in the first few days, if I'm anywhere, I'll do a yoga class. And yeah, I don't know. I think, me personally, I'm a person who's very connected to my body. I've always been that way. I'm inclined that way. And that is why I am drawn to yoga. And I listen to my body a lot. The small things, the small signals that I get from my body, I try to pay attention to those. And that is why I feel like I may appear like, oh, I'm so super fit or whatever, but it's not that. It's just being in tune and listening. And when something is saying, do something, then I respond to that. So I loved this morning's class. It was amazing. Thank you so much. I felt very energized after the class, and I felt stronger and more confident. So thank you so much for that.
No, you're welcome.
Just a quick follow-up on that. You said you listen to your body, right? And for people who aren't inclined to do so, what tip can you give them, or tips rather, can you give them?
I think it just stems from breathing and stillness. Because you can't listen to your body if you're like up and down and running and you can't listen to your body like that. So for me, I think I prioritize, I don't want to say meditation because that sounds scary to people, but just being in my space, and being in silence, and having my chamomile tea, and just like being. I don't know how else to explain it further than that.
Just being.
Just be, because also I find that, we are stretched. Our lives are so complicated. Work, children, husband, friends, this and that. So we're always busy, right? And in that space, we tend to, as women, we always lean into the busyness.
Yeah.
We lean into the rush. We lean into that. So for me, I try not to do that. I try to step out of the rush, if that makes sense. And I spend a lot of time alone. I walk on the grass barefoot. I lie on the grass I have a 1-year-old child. So I'll lie with her on the grass together and we'll just like look at the trees. It sounds very tree huggerish, I know. But that's how I have managed to do it. And that's also managed to help me with my mental health as well. Because I'm a human being and I go through phases where I feel low, I feel drained, I feel tired, I feel sad. And I always bring myself back using my body. That's how I connect to myself.
Thank you. Amazing.
That's amazing. You said something, Ray, about, did you say presence or being in self, or what?
Presence, being in self,
and being in self,
and being centered.
Being centered.
Yeah.
The reason we're here today, ladies, is we on our platform talk a lot about certain tools that we utilize to remain who we are. And we wanted to bring you the actual experts in the field so that they can talk to you about it and they can share that, right? Because we've experienced it, because we've invested in it. So if we're able to bring it to you, then you'll better be like, oh, is that what they're talking about? So that we don't sound wishy-washy all the time. And it's testament to you, Ati, because I know you personally, why you move the way that you move. So when you do put that time and investment in it, you do show up differently. You do feel differently as a human being as well. So thank you. I'm going to move on to our patient. I'm looking for a patient. There were a couple of human beings that were like, yo. I'm going to pick Koki. And I'm interested to hear, why did you feel, how did you feel in the experience? And if you have any questions for Komal, what would those questions be, and would you do it again?
I'll firstly answer your last question. I'd definitely do it again.
Yay.
I had a good time and this is a new experience for me. I went to gym before and I tried to join like a yoga class. I went into the session thinking that it was going to be a yoga session, only to find it was Pilates because it's held at the same studio. I walked out and I was like, this is not yoga. So today was my first experience. And it was quite challenging because I am not that in touch with my body in a way that I thought I was. I was stretched. I was stretched, and I usually have back issues. And it's funny that you were to ask that if there were any questions to ask her. She is a physiotherapist. And I was asking her earlier on when would she recommend that one sees a physiotherapist? Because I usually go to see a chiropractor. So I found that this session helped with my back. So I don't know if there is a connection with realigning your back through yoga and the overall connection with yoga, physiotherapy, and just like you were asking earlier on about the connection within health and just the practice of doing yoga. So if you can just answer the question as to, I'm sure it's going to be helpful. You did answer me earlier, but it might be helpful for other people who are curious to know when to actually see a physiotherapist and versus a chiropractor.
I think there is an overlap between the two professions. The one thing I can say as a physiotherapist is we are holistic practitioners, and the aim is to actually set you up long term so that you don't get treated symptomatically and you keep coming. The aim is to set you up so that you have the tools to look after yourself in the long term. So it's looking about the cause, the factors in your life, stress, and movement. I always say movement is medicine. So it's all the simple things in life. I mean, we often get stuck behind a desk, and that by the World Health Organization has actually been described as like a pandemic. It's like a disease. So there's so many little things in your life that you can look at, and I think movement is really important. But with regards to actual treatment, it's dependent on you as the patient, where you feel comfortable. Some people side with chiro, some people side with physio. So I would say try the two, see what works for you. The one thing I do think as physios is we do a bit more soft tissue treatment. So we work on your muscles and your fascia and your joints and things as well, whereas chiros do a lot more manipulation, which we are skilled in as well. So it depends on what you're looking for, I think, for relief and treatment.
That's amazing. And that brings us to the end of our insert with Komal. We're then going to extend it to the additional guests that we have. So our panelists will be coming up, and we'll just be going through the different topics that we have for you today. Thank you so much, Komal.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right. Welcome back, ladies, from that short break that we just had. And from this insert onwards, we now have Busi as well as Kat joining us. And I'll just let them introduce themselves to you guys before we get into the nitty-gritties of the impactful conversation that we're about to have.
Hello, everybody. I'm Kat. So nice to spend this morning with you guys and share this space with you guys. You met me a bit earlier. I'm also a physiotherapist. I've been a physiotherapist for 12 years. It makes me feel very old. And I've had my own practice for the last 3 years. I'm very proud of my practice to be growing in a business sense as well as in my physio sense. It's another way that I feel stretched outside of work. I am a mom to a toddler, to a little dog, and figuring out how to be a good wife probably comes last on the list. But yeah, as the theme of today, being stretched in so many different directions and trying to do my best in each one of them. And I think as long as we're reflecting, it's probably important, and we're probably doing better than we think we are.
Hi, everybody. So my name is Mental Health, and when I was born, you literally were there as my best friend. But unfortunately, you didn't know that I was your best friend at that time. But the first cry that you did, I was literally standing next to you saying, hey, why are you crying? And maybe you didn't understand why I was asking you why you're crying. You decided to keep on crying and believe that these two people that brought you on this earth will understand why you're crying. Well, they did not know, but they decided to walk around with you, teach you a few things, show you a few things. But then you decided that, you know what? I got this. And I was still there. Grade 1, you went to your first primary school, got your first friend, got a little bit disappointed because nobody really, really liked you. Others, they probably did like you. Others, they probably thought that you are so unique, you're special, you're different. Why are you so dark? Why are you so tall? Why are you so short? Why can't you speak? Why are you lisping? Why? But it's okay. I was there looking at you, trying to make you understand that, hey, I got you. But you know what? Because you didn't like me, you continued with life and you went to your grade 7, met your bosom of the friends, maybe your first boyfriend. But at the same time, you went home and you realized that things were a bit different because the very same people that introduced you to this world and taught you not to cry were still saying, hey, don't cry about everything. Just hold yourself together. Because they were probably fixing their own ways or getting together in their own spaces and trying to pull it together for themselves so that they teach you not to cry, so that they teach you not to be weak, so that you can be strong. Well, I was sitting right next to you, say, hey, I love you, got you. But still, you paid no attention to me. Listen, I'm that one. I really don't care. We went to high school together. I followed you all around. Your first disappointment, your first failure, your first feeling that I'm being rejected, I'm neglected, I'm not being loved. It's too much. It's a lot. But I need to continue because it's school. I have to finish it. And I was still there trying to remind you that it's okay that your parents are not okay. It's okay that things are not okay at home. It's okay that people fight. It's okay that you've experienced a bit of violence from people that you never knew or you never expected them to hurt you. But I was still next to you, trying to make you understand that, hey, I got you. But listen, you still don't like me. So you went to university, you went to high school, varsity, you started dating, getting married, having kids. It became a lot. Having money, being broke, got divorced, separated, what happened. Everything just came around you and you realized that, oh my gosh, this is too much. And because I've been saying I am your best friend, please listen to me. I decided to bring in my partner. I love people. I brought in stress. I'm like, I'm going to stress you. And I stressed you each and every step of the way. You literally started stressing about everything. I'm not good enough. I cannot make it. I'm not strong enough. I'm not beautiful. I cannot show up anymore. Well, you think that was enough. I decided, you know what? Anxiety is still my friend. And I'm going to introduce you to anxiety. You started being anxious of each and everything that you touch. It's not going to turn out well. I can start a podcast. It's not going to turn out well. They don't like me at work. It's not going to be good. It's okay. You're literally anxious of the people around you, the people that you created, your kids, your family, your partner, your boyfriend. Everything started becoming an anxious space. You feel like you're so tight. You're holding yourself. And I'm like, I think I'm getting the attention. Well, that was not enough. I decided to bring my third best friend, depression. Because I realized that I've been trying to introduce myself since you were a kid, but you never paid attention to me. So I'm going to depress you. And I'm going to tell depression to make you feel like it's okay not to be okay, but I don't have to live this life. I don't have to show up. I don't have to dress up. I don't have to do that business. I don't have to push. I don't have to take care of myself. It's okay. Literally, life is not fair. Literally, the world is not fair. Everything is against me. My world is falling apart. Like, what is so special about me that God cannot even hear my prayers? And then that depression will say, it's okay to even take your life. That's fine. Just end it all. Just switch off. It's much better then because now you're no more troubling to nobody. You're no more stressing nobody. You're no more making people feel pain. You're no more making the little people that you're spending time with to say, you're not a good enough mother. That husband that you're trying to show up to say you are not doing the best that you should do. And I'm sitting there as mental health and I say, I got you. I just need you to tap in and check in with yourself. Because you've been stretching yourself so much, that you've been taking in so much, that you've been allowing so much, that you've been investing in so much, but you're not doing it in the right direction. And myself as mental health, I come in and I say, I got you. Let's talk about it. Let's dig deeper. Let's invest. Let's check in. Let's make sure that we're not a photocopy into the world so that we smile just like we did when we were crying as the kids, because that's all we did. But let's understand where the pain is coming from. Let's know the fears. Let's know the anxiety. Let's understand what depressed you. Let's know what's making you not to be okay. So that when we move into spaces, the best friend that is me, mental health, I can still see you smile and I'll say, I got your back. Yes, you are stressed, but I see you. Yes, it's too much, but I got you. But you're not alone. You are alone if you don't like me. You are alone if you don't make me your friend. You are alone if you don't allow me to check in with you. Because what's important is for me to know who you are. Who's that little girl? Who's that little boy? Are they holding a fork and knife to destroy the little things that you're building because they feel like they control you? Or are we in control of the little things that are destroying us? So that's my name. But my original name is not mental health. That's just the little person that I am when I'm in my mental health space, because I'm a therapist. What I do, I speak about the mind, the body, the soul, and the spirit. I just need to connect with somebody, get to know you, and understand where to from here. Why is it too much? Why are we overwhelmed? So my name is Ubusisiwe Mzandolo. I'm from the Eastern Cape, and I'm a mother to a 13-year-old human being. I'm dealing with a whole human in the household who reminds me of, are you depressed? Oh, my mom has got anxieties. She even knows any anxiety that I have, that when I see people, I duck and dive because I'm not ready to talk to them. She's like, oh, there goes your anxieties. Wow. So I am that mother, but thank you so much for the invite. And I hope we connect. And yeah.
Thank you for that wonderful intro, ladies. So, Mo, I'll just hand it over to you while I gather my thoughts after that.
Ria's handing over to me because she's like, damn. So normally when we're shooting, what will happen is we bounce off each other because the other one is buffering and the other one is like, sure, okay, right. And Busi, what an introduction. You fetched my ages. I am challenged. That's what I am right now. And ladies, I think I alluded earlier to the fact that we bring you the professionals in the space because we can only but share our experiences. And we'd like for them to come and speak to you about what they do on a daily so that it lands, right? And Busi speaks to mental health and I'm like, wow, like I actually, those who know me know I spend all my time in the gym, but what good is it for me to look so good when I'm actually not good? And yeah, that's the reason for today, so that we present to you like a full view of what you potentially can be if you cater to every single item. And all you need to do is just line itemize. See that grocery list that you put together? Yeah, you need a grocery list for yourself. So if you can remember the potatoes and the apples and for some of us noodles who have toddlers, surely you can remember that in a day, if not every second day, my mental health matters, my physical health. And by physical health, I'm not talking about just going to the gym, to the point that Kat raised. The physical is almost speaking to how do you then look at the spiritual side and connecting with the body. There's more to us and there's more we can do. We can vouch more for ourselves. We are invested in blaming everybody else around us. What are you doing for you? With that said, we're going to start over with a chat with Kat, right? So Kat, in the past 2 years or so, I've had to go to physios, biokinetics due to someone who I share a household with, right? And I didn't know about the importance of a physio until we had to rehabilitate my partner. When and at what point are you important in the whole ecosystem? Is it when I'm injured? Is it that as I go about my fitness life, do I need to see you every month? I want to understand the science. We want to understand the science behind it, and the importance of it, because I don't think that, especially in our community as women, we prioritize that. The spa maybe, but do we go to the spa for actual relaxation or the pictures? And the spend a day in my life. What do we call it again? Spend a day with me at what spa? A day in my life, you know. So yeah, I'll just hand over to you so we can chat about that.
It's a really nice question. Thank you. And I can just speak to who do I see coming into my rooms day in and day out. And where is physio important? At what point do you need to come to physio? And I actually think, when do you not need to come to physio? So many people who come into my rooms are coming in with pain. That's why people come to physio. They have pain. Not usually because they're in a good mood or they want to improve a technique in the gym. It's because they have pain. And physio deals a lot with pain. Pain is beyond more than just the physical. There's very much the mental and emotional side of it. And as I've been working in my career, I've found I'm delving more into the science behind pain and the psychology behind that. And if you have a session with me, you're guaranteed at least 45 minutes to an hour with me. And 20 to 30 minutes of that is talking to you about you and what makes you tick and what is feeding your pain. It's not just that you did too much into the gym. Is it that you're stressed, something's going on in your personal life that feeds into your pain? Are you not sleeping well? Are you not hydrating enough? There's so much that goes into pain. So to just get you on my bed and to say, oh, if you do these stretches and if you do this exercise and if I rub you here a little bit, you're going to feel better. Definitely not. For me, for myself, I know when I am stretched and stressed, my neck starts giving me trouble. So to speak to what Kamal said earlier about checking in with your body, feeling what's going on in your body. What is your body trying to tell you? There's a book called The Body Keeps the Score, and it speaks to different areas in our body where we hold pain and tension and why, with different traumas in our lives or different stresses. So just because you rolled your ankle, it's not the only time to come to physio. If your neck is a little bit sore, if your back is sore, if you're feeling stressed, you're not feeling yourself. I think I heard you mention earlier that you're just not feeling yourself in your health. Physios are first-line practitioners. We're there too. We can diagnose you as well. So you don't need to go to a doctor to come to us. You can come to us straight away. I don't understand why I don't feel myself. I don't understand why I'm not managing to run faster. We dig a little bit deeper. Well, at least I do. I like to treat holistically. I like to spend my time with you and understand what's going on with you, instead of just getting you on my bed and getting you off the bed. So actually, when I was a young student, a young physio, I really just wanted the slap bang, here's your ankle, you're better, and gone. And as I've grown into my profession and my passion for my profession, I would be so bored if that was it. I really do enjoy hearing about you, understanding you. Hydration. See someone having a sip of water there. Your muscles are 70% water. If you're not drinking enough water, you're not going to feel good. You're not going to move good. These are simple, accessible things. Okay, maybe not the sleep, but definitely the breathing and the drinking of water is something we can do in the day-to-day. But we tend to forget about that ourselves, especially as women. I mean, I know when I'm working with my clients, I'm talking too fast, I'm not breathing, my water bottle's on the desk, I'm not drinking. So you can know all these things, you can have all these tools, but if you're not taking a step back to reflect and recalibrate, they're just tools on the table. And I am in therapy too, believe it or not, for a very long time. And I recently spoke to my therapist and I said, when will I get to that point where I'm okay and I know everything and I'm good? And she just laughed at me. So your question to how do we bulletproof ourselves to life and be in that good space? I think we're just having to keep on reflecting and remembering the primary tools that we have and reaching out and picking them up and using them, especially when we're feeling stretched and run ragged. Those are the times. I think one of the members in the audience said, instead of leaning in, she leans out and back. And that just sat with me so beautifully. So I'll challenge you. Instead of leaning in, take a breath, take a sip of water. And that's really the best advice I can give as a physio if I'm going to practice what I preach.
Sure. Thank you. Leave the Red Bull alone.
Yeah,
Not that I don't like the brand. That's amazing. That's incredible because we speak to the tools, right? We're here for the practical line items. Yes, we can talk up all these motivational quotes and share all of these stories, but what are you actually doing on a day-to-day basis? When Rhea arrived, I said to her, "We're breathing." That's the first thing we did. I said, "Let's breathe. Please breathe, guys. Like, take a moment, step back." Even at work, I always say to the team, "I'm taking a mental health walk." And they just look at me like, when you started in your career, you're still in your, when you're still in your early, probably late 20s to early 30s, when somebody says, "I'm taking a mental health walk," you're looking at them like, what's wrong with this one? Can't you just play a jam and keep it moving? But over time, it'll make sense. And speaking to mental health, pussy, I'm not okay after your introduction. I'm not okay, not only because you took us along a journey, because many of us don't realize how deep it is, right? Your latest version of the reason why you're not okay is because the 2 exes ago broke your heart so much and now you're not okay. So for the rest of your life, you're not okay. The reality is, nah, when you landed, you were not okay. You landed, there were certain things that you needed to take care of. And what I enjoyed about that introduction was that you don't realize that your mental health is with you along the way. It just keeps evolving, right? And I want to just hand over to you so you can take us through the reason why we don't see that. I'm curious to know. We're curious to know why we don't realize that this thing it reminds me of that the chicken licking orange little thing. That thing freaked me out. I didn't like that ad. that sat on your shoulder. Why don't we see it?
So that advert, I love it because it's really showing us that we're caring so much and we love it and we enjoy it. Sure. Because we're embracing it. And we're also making excuses about it to say, "I got this, I can manage it, I can control it, it's okay." Doesn't have to be such a big thing because it's on me. As much as people can see it, but it's on me. So to answer that question also shortly is to say, I always ask people, why do you wake up until the breakup point to take care of yourself? Why do you wait up until the last verge of yourself to take care of yourself? Because now you're coming into my room with so much because now you're breaking. And anything that breaks wants to be fixed immediately. And it's not easy to watch something that's being fixed and the patience and the process it takes to allow that thing to be fixed. And I always make a beautiful example to say, when you renovate your house, if you've seen a renovation, don't you get anxious, tired? It's dirty. It's just a mess. So we all want to see the end product of I'm okay now. But then the mess, the tiredness, the dirtiness, the rebuilding, the fixing, the breaking, the rebuilding. But you can see the end product and the result that this is where I want to be. But we're not ready to go through the mess. We're not ready to go through the brokenness. We're not ready to go through the cleaning. We're not ready to go through the sneezing of the dust in our lives. Now we want to see ourselves okay because we've waited so much to renovate our houses, so much that we don't even have a space to hide when the renovations are happening. And I always say, if you have a beautiful house and you start renovating a room and a room and a room and a room, you've got enough time to hide yourself in a different room when the other one is being cleaned. So that's us cleaning our lives, is because we come in as so much tangled with so much that we have that we don't even know which one to pick out from all these things that I've spoken about. I wanted to say first, because that's what I do every time I introduce myself, to say, I'm sorry if I triggered you. But it is okay to be triggered because it means that I need to check in and understand from all these pile of dirty clothes that are on the floor, can I still find the clean one that I want? And in order for you to find the clean one that you want, we need to fold all those clothes and put them in the color coordination to know this is my sport, this is for work, and this is for whatever, so that you are able to check in with yourself. Now, yeah, resonate.
Yeah, the audience is like,
Yeah. Thank you so much for resonating with that, because we're fumbling. We're trying to take out,
yeah.
and we don't know what we're taking out. And then you find that one thing that you think it's the only clean one, and then you start using it. You're like, actually, no, it's smelling, because we did not pack it nicely. So when you come to therapy, or when you attend to yourself, or when you attend to your own mental health, it means that you are taking care of each and every part of your life. We're going back to things that we putting under the carpet. It's okay to let things go. We heal over time. We lose people we love. We lose jobs we love through death, work loss, breakup of a relationship, losing a child, restarting, losing everything. Then we put things under the carpet, and then we step on it, and then we look as fine, because we need to be the strongholds of life. Now, therapy says, come, let's unfold. Therapy says, let's deal with the vulnerability. Ria, I'm a mental health therapist, and I sit on sessions with my therapist. And I'm like, I know exactly why you're asking me that question. I know what you want from me, but it's okay for me to put Busi, the therapist, aside. It's okay to put mommy aside. It's okay to put wife aside. It's okay to put the employee aside, perfect girlfriend aside, and come in as yourself to say, I've been broken. I've been raised in spaces where I've been hurt. I've been raised in spaces where nobody believed in me. I've been raised in environments where people looked at me and say, you've got such a little forehead that you look like a monkey. And I'll be like, really? Up until my daughter started counting my forehead. I'm like, now, I bring you to earth to come count my forehead. That is only 2 fingers. But I've dealt with that. I've moved with that. I've accepted that. I've walked with it. And I understood who Busi is without the imperfections that people want to point out. So we hide on blankets. We hide on situations. We hide on the perfect selves that we come out to be. We hide behind the beauty that we are creating. We are speaking to women, and I'm very intentional today. When Mama Ricky spoke to me and said, Busi, we're doing words that heals. What's your word that heals? And I said, attention needs intentions. If there's anything that is coming as an attention in your life, it needs you to be intentional. Attention needs intentions. If you're not intentional about your health, you're going to miss the point. If you're not intentional about your life, it's going to come up as an attention seeker.
Wow.
Sure.
While I buffer.
Wow. I think I'm just going to let that sink in before I ask Lucy the next question.
Yeah.
I'll give you guys 5 seconds quickly.
Yeah, it does need processing.
Yeah.
I'm interested to know, so there's a lot of things that you spoke to, Busi. If you could give us 3 practical steps. Like we know, Kat said to us, breathe, drink water, and take a moment. Sleep. I haven't slept. So it's breathing, water, and sleep. What would your 3 be?
So my 3 would be, do a physical activity. Move your body. Shake your heart. Just shake your heart. If you don't shake it, it will shake you on stress or on that anxiety that you have. So shake your heart. Run, jog, yoga. Yoga was tough. It was tough. I'm sure Snare's got the video there. I'm ready to watch myself falling at each and every move. It was tough. But my heart was pumping, most importantly. So move. Secondly, read. When I say read, I know we hate reading. I read a lot. Read. Get to know what's happening in the world. Read about these books. Read about these topics. Just invest in understanding what's going out there. And the third, have fun. Have fun. Live. Listen, have fun. I'm a child of God, but I've got twerk therapist sessions. I'm like, my mom is like, why are you twerking? I'm like, hey, they say I must isolate my mind and the body.
Oh, wow.
So leave, have fun. Those three things.
And to speak to Bussi's first point of exercise and move, definitely. We said earlier that movement is medicine, and we all felt a little awkward here this morning before the yoga session. And by the end of the yoga session, everyone's energy was good. We were all feeling good. We were all connected to ourselves and it felt like each other. And that's definitely a principle maybe I didn't mention earlier, but exercise in whatever way that looks, like a mental health walk, some squats at your desk, anything that gets you moving, those feel good hormones, those endorphins definitely help you temporarily feel good. And that helps you feel like you can tackle anything, even if you are feeling anxious and depressed. I think that's probably one of the hardest things, is finding some motivation when you're depressed to get up and move, because you don't want to do that. But it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be a marathon. It can just be a couple of air squats in the kitchen.
And you don't need a new outfit.
So, Busina, when you did your intro, something that stood out to me is you said, I am mental health and I am in the room with you during your birth. And I kind of interlinked it to somewhat of a spiritual practice, right? Because when a woman is giving birth, there is that spiritual transaction that is taking place. And with mental health and spirituality, as you alluded to earlier, if you do not do that checklist, that laundry checklist early on in life, it has a greater impact later on. And how then do you sort of, when you see your patients, if I could put it that way, do you allude to the spiritual part of it? Because I do believe that plays quite a distinct role in mental wellness and how a person actually shows up, which is something we constantly bring up with our podcast, that the way you show up is how you've prepared before.
Sure. I want to say something crazy, but when I meet a client, first of all, I read energies. I connected with everybody when I was sitting here. Literally, I look at somebody and I'm like, okay. I connect intentionally, so when I want to, because I need to get to know you as this person and the character behind. And I'm even able to pick up things that don't make you happy because I've connected with you. And I can see that this is a face that's being put up just to make me smile. But there are things that are deeper. Obviously, I'm not a shrink. I'm not going to be able to tell you, you are going through this and this and that. But I can pick up an energy. So spirituality or mental health is it's not a disease. It's something that is in you to say, I'm living with a lot of things that I don't understand or that I've built over time. And now they are heavy on me and I need to let go. Like any other spiritual journey, you need to go to your gods and put your candles and speak and offload. If in Xhosa will say, ulayite impepho, meaning there's that thing that you burn and you sit there and you connect with that space. Others will put in those, those things that you can, incenses. I was given them. I'm like, what do I do with them? Up until I was like, let me learn. And I sat there, meditated. I'm like, oh, actually, this is great. So mental health is you paying attention to the things that you've connected, the spirits that you've built, the things that you've allowed. Any resentment is a spiritual connection.
Wow.
Any breakthrough is a spiritual connection, because it means that your body is connected to a feeling that was destroyed by something, interrupted by something. Now it interrupted self and how you see yourself and how you do the things with self. Wow. So now we need to connect back again to say, who is this person? Sure. If it's church, let me pray.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
One more thing, why I was laughing. I always tell people, We date ourselves. We marry ourselves. We attract ourselves. We attract our emotions. We attract our self-esteems. We attract our feelings. If you are in a bad state, trust me, you're going to attract a bad state of a man, because he read through the room of the emotions and how you see yourself, and then it attracted you to yourself.
Now I'm checking.
Yep,
I'm
I
like,
agree.
my DMs. Check your DMs, guys.
Check your DMs.
Unfollow him. In the context of me not being married, I'll check my DMs. But yeah.
So I think just to wrap up with this segment, right? The common theme for me that I've picked up on is that everything is spirit. Guys, whether you want to believe it or not, everything is spirit. Everything is energy. Protect it, clean it out, cleanse it, pray on it, whatever you believe in. Make sure that you are doing the maintenance work.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies and gents, welcome back. So this is going to be the third and final segment of this live podcast edition. But before we kick off, we ended off the last segment with just saying everything is around energy, right? And having said that, Wusi is giving every single person here 2 free sessions. So please
Invest.
please, guys, invest in that. Take opportunity and just take advantage of it.
As? Oh, it ends in August. Disclaimer.
It's just for Women's Month.
It's for Women's Month. It's the 9th. How many days do you have
quickly.
left? Yeah.
Right.
And we have a list of all your names, so we'll be checking who's gone and who hasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
all right, cool. And
thanks for that. See, that's actually amazing. I'm gonna take you up on the offer, and whoever doesn't take it up, I'll take their 2, so that I have a week for the rest of the month. I think as a team we know that we're not alone, right, in building. And having said that, we just want to say thank you to a couple of people who have helped us put this together. One of them is, who's not here today, Kaylee, right? Kaylee is part of, and I think she's the founder of Soulful Social Run Club. So they operate from here every weekend. Their run starts from here. Personally, I don't run, but I motivate. I'm like, please run, guys. Yeah, there's not much of me to use to run around. She was instrumental in getting everybody together and actually putting this together for us. So in absentia, thank you so much, Kaylee. To the team at Here Joburg, this is a beautiful venue. Thank you so much for having us. They were so kind. They actually helped us, with how do we put the set together. They opened up their space to us. Their staff has been so kind. I apparently have a tab. I'm not too sure if I can pay for that, but we are here now. Excuse the pun. I'd also like to just give a shout out to Revive Lab, SA. So there are a bit of elements that we have in the goodie bag from their team. Obviously, Kat, who has her own practice from a physiotherapy perspective. Thank you. Komal, who's also in the physiotherapy space. Thank you so much. Am I forgetting anyone? I think that's all of us. To our families and our friends, thank you so much. You guys are actually part sponsor of all of these things. And yeah, that's us from a thanking the sponsors perspective. But we're a team that is very much invested. We've got invested in a lot of things. And one of the pillars of the Working Mom brand is actually faith and fashion. And y'all know us and fashion. All right. And here today, I'm just going to hand over to Ria to introduce the owner of this brand.
So guys, as Mo has said, we do have a pillar with the Working Mom called Faith and Fashion. And I'd just like to call Lizelle from Roiki to come and just speak about the brand. And if you guys are interested, to just talk to her afterwards about how you can go about purchasing.
It's high-waisted. Thanks so much.
Hi. Oh. Hi, good morning. My name is Lilia. Nice to meet you all. And this is my brand, Roki. So Roki is quite a new brand, and it is a capsule collection. It is a capsule collection of only 6 pieces. And at Roki, we believe that with these 6 pieces, you can style it up or down for any and every occasion. As all these wonderful women at the panel have mentioned this morning, it can be tough to always look put together and not stretch yourself too thin. And that is exactly why Roki was born.
Oh, wow.
Whether you wake up in the morning, you wear the dress with a blazer, some loafers, you do your 9 to 5, after work, maybe you have date night, you're seeing your friends, quickly change your shoes in the car, some red lipstick, you're good to go. Take the blazer off. It is versatile and it moves with you. Roki is founded by female, yours truly, and it is also produced by female. We have an amazing team, and she has her own company, and she does the production, and it's absolutely amazing. And it's also locally produced here in South Africa, and that's our brand.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, I forgot to mention, we do currently have a pop-up in Sandton City. We're just outside the Zara. So we are there until the end of August. And there is a little voucher in all of your goodie bags for Women's Weekend. So please spend it. Please come shop. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go shopping, guys.
Within limits.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. And I suppose we've reached the end of this live recording. But with our parting words from Mo and I for Women's Month and women in general, guys, remember your abilities, remember your capabilities, remember who you are and what you are. You are becoming, and never forget that. You are called for such a time as this. And in your seasons, always embrace the person that you are in that moment and not what you want to be. You will eventually get there. Have the faith, continue building, and you will see yourselves as a woman that you have always reflected on and always aspired to be when you were a little girl. I just want to leave you with those words that remember, you are called for such a time as this. Thank you.
I'm not going to add anything. I'm just going to say this is why I hang around her. Thank you.